the Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. The hottest team in the ACC is back home once again after coming back from 15 down on Wednesday. Louisville's won 9 in a row, and they will take on the Virginia Cavaliers. We thank you for joining us once again. Jason Benetti, the lovely and talented Dan Dockich along with you. 11-1 Louisville, tops in the conference, their best start in the conference since their Metro Conference days in 1993. As I said, he is the lovely and talented Dan Dockich. I'm just the sidecar here. Dan, look, Louisville is playing for a #1 seed. We learned that directly from the committee earlier today.
Yeah, we did. They're the 7th overall seed in the NCAA tournament right now, but I'd say more importantly, for Chris Mack and his crew, they're playing for an ACC championship. That would be huge for Louisville. They're playing well. You mentioned it, down 15. They didn't play any defense in the first half. They did in the second.
You want defense? Virginia plays defense against Louisville. They've won 9 in a row in this series.
Yeah, and they win against everybody. I mean, let's be honest. Tony Bennett going to go 30 wins every year. Maybe not this year. They have played everybody well. The reason they played Louisville well is they do their maybe a better job than anybody keeping the ball out of the lane. They just are fantastic at not letting the ball touch the red paint.
We'll watch that as Louisville has the ball in this game, but expect long possessions, expect Virginia to grind it out. That's nothing new. And off we go from the Yum Center. Louisville at 20-3. They have not lost since the first week of January. And here is the Louisville starting 5. Lamar Kimball was a major difference maker on Wednesday. He's been in the lineup for those 9 straight games.
He started the second half great. You see Dwayne Sutton, number 24. He ended the first half great by driving the basketball and changing the mindset of Louisville Wednesday night.
Darius Perry splashes down a 3. Louisville, the 4th best three-point shooting team in the country.
All right, you see Perry made the shot, and now they're picking up full court, 3/4 court. Chris Mack is not going to let Louisville get into the same defensive malaise they got into Wednesday.
This is already more ball pressure we saw than Wednesday night in the first 10 minutes or so. They are chasing everybody. Wolde Tensai with a tough shot for 2.
Wolde Tensai just lifted up, going to his right. It's a lot easier for left-handed shooters to shoot going right.
Why is that?
It's just a rhythm to it, Jason. It's the oddest thing. A lot of right-handed guys like going left.
Kimball extra pass. That is Sutton who missed the jumper. Dwayne Sutton, who you said, you were right, he was the catalyst in the second half.
Well, he started at the end of the first half. He just started driving the ball. He just put his head down and really changed, as I said, the mentality.
Kihei Clark on the attack for 2, and Virginia has its first lead. They love it here. Virginia went to the Final Four in this building. You remember that epic game against Purdue? It was right here at the Yum Center.
The ball's going backcourt. Kihei Clark grabs it with literally a 0.1% chance to win the game. Throws it to Diakite, who drills it, sends it to overtime.
And yes, Virginia is staying in the same hotel. Coaches are superstitious. We basically knew that without asking, as Perry knocks down a second one. He didn't have a point on Wednesday night.
Didn't even notice him Wednesday night. I notice him now off both ways. Offense, defense, picking up.
If you didn't notice him, I was going to ask where you were. He's got all 6 points.
I'll tell you what, he's been beat twice picking up full court in half court by Kihei Clark.
People rooting for points are ecstatic early in this game. Jordan Wara cans another one, and Louisville's blazing from 3 early.
Well, we talked to Tony Bennett, and the first thing he said, 45% in lead from 3. That's what Louisville's shooting.
You should have seen his eyes when he said that. It jumped off the page at him.
It amazed him.
Jay Huff to spin, and he rolled it in. Beautifully done by Huff.
Key guy. Huff can go on the block. He's bigger. He's longer than Enoch. Not necessarily as physical, and he can shoot a 3.
Wara from Perry. A 4-3 for Louisville. That's a confident stroke right there.
Every time he shoots it, you think it's in. It's a short, quick, perfectly stroked jump shot.
This place is wired right now.
Man. A little different than Wednesday.
Kihei Clark, they went under the screen and paid for it.
Well, I tell you what, that's huge for Virginia. Not only does it shut the crowd up, but Kihei Clark's the guy, as Tony Bennett said, he's the one that's had opportunities. He has to deliver.
When we join the audience on ESPN, they're going to think it's in the second half. Instead, there are 24 points in the first 3.5 minutes. Perry's got 9.
It's a halftime score on Virginia game.
It's got to be scary for the Cavaliers, though. Louisville going to shoot like this, you don't have much of a chance. Tony Bennett said you got to be elite defensively today if you're Virginia, and Louisville has shot that to ribbons.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Talk about having a team ready to play. Louisville is ready to play. It's perfect. His stroke is quick, short, and perfect, and Darius Perry came to play both ends so far. They're playing for an ACC championship, and Darius Perry started this whole thing out. Think about this, Jason. Think about Virginia. 4 for 5, 1 for 1 from 3 after the first 4 minutes, and they're down 6. This has been an incredible show, and these fans are ripe. This place is jumping.
When they make threes like this, which they have been for most of the season, they have the biggest discrepancy between three-point shooting and three-point defense in the country, meaning they get the most value from the three-point line of anybody. But Virginia's scoring at will, basically, early in this game.
They are. Darius Perry, as good as he's been offensively, has been beat on the drive by number 0 in blue, Kihei Clark, and then you just saw a back cut. 5 for 6 right now for Virginia.
Malik Williams into the ball game, feeling better than he was on Wednesday. He was a little bit under the weather, and he has it blocked right underneath Diakite with the defense.
Went the wrong way. Should have gone to his left shoulder. He turned right into the defense.
Virginia has been tremendous at the rim, blocking shots at a high clip this year. Question with the Cavaliers has been, can they score? They've done so early in this game, and Jay Huff is well short.
See, Jay Huff needed to come to get the ball thinking shot. He thought pass, reverse, look down, and then, oh, by the way, I'm open. Cannot do that.
Sutton had a free run down the back door, decided not to take the shot. And Virginia, which makes you work so hard defensively, gets the shot clock down to 10. Jordan Wara, sidestep and a 3.
And Key did everything he could. He ran Wara off the three-point line by going for the shot fake. He got back into the play and pressured the shot, and Wara in a zone.
Louisville's won 9 in a row. Jordan Wara is a Wendy's Wooden Award candidate, don't you think?
No question. In fact, he, Obi Toppin are 2 of my favorites, kid from Dayton, because Wara plays both ends, so does Toppin. I'd put Luka Garza in there as well, but all 3 play hard, play both ends, do everything you want. Oh, boy.
Wara wanted it, and he just missed it. Sutton, oh, my goodness! What a follow off the trapeze!
Oh, man!
Kihei Clark slams on the brakes and got a 3.
Well, he knows he can beat Perry. He does. He's confident. He's feeling. He's gotten to the rim twice. Once he made, once he missed. See right there, very confident kid.
He was 0 for his last 14 from 3 coming in his last 6 games. He got 2 today.
But, you know, he started out driving the ball and got confident because he was able to go beat Darius Perry. And, look, drive first, shoot later.
Isn't it amazing? Wara, oh, just rimmed it out.
He eyeballed the much shorter Kihei Clark. And that's what I was talking about with Huff. He caught it to shoot it. Just happened to get bad luck.
Tony Bennett was talking about how Georgia Tech put Alvarado, the point guard, on Wara. And that stymied him a little bit in that meeting.
Sometimes littler guys get underneath you and make you uncomfortable.
That's my job here today.
Yes, it is.
Diakite, no rebound for Wara.
But you got to keep going there. That's a great look. You just missed it, but you go there, you go there, you go there. You got good offense if you're Virginia.
Crisp offense, both ways.
Really good.
Fresh Kimball has been a big-time difference maker for Louisville. Off the lob down low, Williams. 7 to shoot. Kimball Tried to refeed the post. Williams turn and fire.
Williams wasn't ready. He gave up the ball, relaxed, and they went back in from Kimball, and he wasn't prepared.
How do you know?
I could just tell his body reorganized. He was standing straight up, and then he jumped into the catch.
Kihei Clark, who had the big play for Virginia, the epic play here in the regional final in this building against Purdue. Rolled to 10 side. Well short.
Let's go, guys!
Perry on the drive, and we have a whistle, the rare foul in our game. The first foul in our game at the 11:48 mark. Louisville by 6.
I love this kid. I mean, I love Dwayne Sutton. He is all energy, and you know what he has? No ego. That's a good combination.
Takes one to no one.
Darn right.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy Shots, now in 2 great tropical flavors, and in part by Ford. Built Ford proud. 1980, the start of a dynasty for Louisville. They won the national championship that season, went to 4 Final Fours in the 1980s. They were styling with Jimmy Carter, huh?
And so was Jimmy Carter.
How about that 80 team? You loved it, didn't you?
I do. There's a great story about Wiley Brown, one of their forwards, losing his thumb. He had a prosthetic thumb, and in the pregame meal, Wiley Brown left it on the tray, and it went in the garbage, and they frantically found it. It's one of my favorite teams. Roger Berkman was a tough kid out of Indy. The late Derek Smith could play with anybody, and Darrell Griffin is the all-time, with Wes Unseld, legend from Louisville Mail. Just a unbelievable high school, college, Dr. Duncanstein, just a pro. I love, they beat Rocket Rod Foster, Michael Holton, and Kiki Vanderway in the final in Indianapolis, and Larry Brown was the coach. It was
You were there, weren't you?
I was there as a high school junior. It was great.
About 20 points a game.
Oh.
Dr. Duncanstein. We may have a new doctor in the house. Malik Williams for 2.
Yeah, David Johnson came right in and got the ball on a great one-handed bounce pass to Williams.
Now, Virginia started scorching offensively. Can they consistently do that against a very efficient defensive team in Louisville? Kihei Clark probing, threw it off the belly of Williams, and Virginia's going to keep it.
I think David Johnson is really good. Like, I think he is big-time win championships good. You see the one-handed bounce pass, and all Williams has to do is catch and dunk. That's terrific. Ball in the middle of the court, spreads Virginia's defense where there's no help.
That's a foul. It's going to go against Johnson. That's his first. He's the guy you're talking about. He's from Trinity here in Louisville. He's a freshman, and he's scoring at 9 points a game the last 7. He's been very important in this run.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who's
He's
that?
a bigger Cassius Winston. He's that kind of assist guy. Not the greatest body, not the best athlete, but just absolutely knows how to play.
You think as slick with the ball?
You saw pretty good right there as a freshman.
Braxton Key. He scores for 2. Braxton Key had 19 in the win against Clemson. That was more than a third of their points.
He hasn't made anything from the three-point line, only 23%, but I think mid-post he's terrific. You just saw it.
No shot there. Williamson, the other freshman, fouled. Samuel Williamson.
I think he's going to be really good. I think you fast forward this a year, Williamson and Johnson, you give me them all day.
You're going to have to. They have seniors and juniors all over the place on this team.
Right, it's set up pretty well. Let's see.
Oh, a little hook as he went by. That was more than a freshman move, by the way. A little hook on the dribble on the way by.
That was a clear foul. Because the offensive foul,
yeah.
you hook, you foul. It's a pretty good recovery defense. Watch the hook.
Oh, yeah. We've seen that get called. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Wara for 2. Jordan Wara ducking in.
I talked about Virginia not allowing the ball in the lane. Guess what? After those threes went down early, the ball has gotten into the red.
Well, you almost have to do something about it, right?
That's exactly right. They've used Chris Mack knows what he's doing. He knows that the defense has to spread out, so he's keeping the ball at the top of the key, which spreads the defense out even farther.
How about on that dribble? David Johnson basically said to Kihei Clark, you go left if you want.
Yeah.
He was hedging all the way to the right. Williams gave the screen. Williamson in the corner. Rang it out again.
What a pass. What a pass by Johnson.
Love to see Louisville play Baylor right now. Baylor's #1 in the country, but Louisville's playing a lot like a #1 team.
Oh, offensive.
On Statman.
There's your hook. And a shot to the face.
When you get him in the kisser, the whistle's coming.
Pretty easy to see for most of us. Wara really good. Gets the ball hit and keeps control. The reason he made it, chin on the rim. They're going to look and see what we have here in the head.
By the way, that's one of those on replay. Much higher level of difficulty for Wara than we saw initially.
Yeah, because when you drive through Virginia, man, their hands are in there. You're going to see here. Watch it if he gets hit in the head. No.
That's common foul.
That's just a foul. It's a little bit of a flop-ish. I get hit in the neck.
You say it like it's okay to get hit in the neck.
It is. Look, if you're down on the block, sometimes you get hit in the neck.
That's common foul. We'll get a comment from our officiating crew.
I understand. I know.
What do you know? We heard you say. Dan doesn't even have his headset on now.
He said protocol is to tell us, and he told us.
It's nice. We like following protocol. That's the way you live, following protocol.
I really like this officiating crew. They've got a little bit of personality. They're fun guys. They're really good officials. This will be well officiated. Bert
Smith, John Gaffney, Keith Kimball, your three officials who Dan adores.
I do. I like that.
Johnson, the freshman, slid it through. Oh, my goodness.
He got in the middle of the lane, and then the back cut came, and Johnson, I'm telling you, Johnson may end up leading if he stays 4 years, the University of Louisville in all-time assists.
Remember Ray Spalding? Ray Spalding's his cousin. The battle for it at the end line, and it's saved back in. Virginia will run, and 5-on-4. Power play's over. Williamson got back.
No icing.
It's Casey Morcell, who they expected a little more from offensively this year. And Diakite got the whistle, and they'll get the bucket. Foul is on Enoch.
It's pretty good here. Split, back cut. Too much looking at the ball by Morcell. That is rare that you see a Virginia player staring either at his man or at the ball.
Louisville has won 9 games in a row. Virginia has won 9 straight in this series and playing to find its way into the NCAA tournament. One of Joe Lunardi's last 4 teams in as of today.
Well, this is a big day for it. Michigan has already beaten Michigan State. They're a bubble team. Purdue has beaten Indiana. That's 2 bubble teams. Purdue winning at Indiana on Bob Knight. Coming back day. These are important games. When you win, here's what happens across the country. Other bubble teams lose. So you may jump up 3 or 4 spots into the tournament at this point.
That's a great point. It doesn't all happen in a vacuum, right? You get your win, but if other teams start to win, it makes your resume building more difficult. That's why beating Louisville, huge. Don't have to have it, but you'd really love to have it if you're Virginia.
Yeah, and let's be honest. People that don't follow college basketball but follow the tournament, Joe Lunardi.
That's a tremendous find by Kihei Clark to Braxton Key.
23.5%. That's it for Braxton Key. Has much better stroke than that, and you're right, Clark found him. But Joe Lunardi on 33 at-large bids is usually about 31 or 32.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he'll miss many.
Neither does he.
No.
Ryan McMahon, a 46% three-point shooter, top 25 in the country. McMahon fighting through the screen. Rolled to 10 side. Got it off first.
Yeah, and you're going to get a timeout here. He wasn't able to get it. Tony Bennett wants a timeout because his defense is lacking and he's not happy. On the last possession, McMahon went over a baseline runner. You can't do that because the offensive player, while at 10 side, fades it and gets a wide open look. Oh boy.
McMahon, how he got that off with his hip, I don't know, and it's an offensive rebound for Louisville. Enoch pivoting and scoring. That was beautiful.
That was, because Huff is a big kid. And Enoch dominated him right there.
Kihei Clark doing a lot of work for Virginia and a wild pass. Louisville willing to run on the gallop. Layup. No, that should be a goaltend. And it is for David Johnson. The Portland Trailblazers would like to have that one after last night. They can't get it. Louisville will take it.
Damian Lillard was not happy on Twitter, by the way, but Enoch very happy. He dominated Huff. Look where he gets the ball in position. Then he does whatever he wants and leans into Huff. That's good offense.
Yeah, Duke Carolina next. What a day of college basketball on ESPN. Auburn LSU. And just before this game, you saw Bob Knight's return to Assembly Hall, and I know that's important to you in certain ways. You haven't coached with him, played for him.
Yeah, I was with Coach Knight 16 years, and I was really, really glad. You see Sage Steele and Mark Cuban, two alums. I was really glad to see Coach Knight come back to Assembly Hall. Quinn Buckner walked him out. His son Patrick, who played for us at Indiana, Steve Green, his first recruit. And this wasn't great, but what are you going to do? But I thought the fans were fantastic. Much needed for a lot of people at Indiana, and I'm so happy that Coach Knight was able to make it back and wanted to come back, because he had said, I'm never coming back. He was bitter about being fired, but you know what? Time heals, and good for Indiana, good for Bob Knight, good for all former players.
Time does heal all wounds. I think we learned today.
Yeah, it really does, and it's nice, really nice. So is that jump shot.
Fresh Kimball sticks the three, and Louisville makes it a 13-point lead. You were watching in the back. I know there were some emotions going through you as you were watching, too.
Yeah, there was. Mostly to see former players and guys that I recruited enjoy being there, and then to see Coach Knight. You could just see, he's struggling, but you could see inside he was so thrilled to be there. And I know that a lot of our friends, you have some of them, Bart Fox, our producer, and a bunch of different guys, were just thrilled to death. The atmosphere was crazy. Indiana's team didn't play well, and if you played for Coach Knight and you were in that locker room after, it would have been a problem. But he was great. I was just thrilled.
Braxton Key ramming to the lane, got the ball back, and then threw it away. Tightrope by Perry into the lane, and they're going to circle it back out, or maybe not. Yes, he will.
One thing Chris Mack did and has done in this game is he's given his team complete freedom to shoot.
Hey, Warren didn't care about the double, and he nearly finished.
Yeah, he split them both.
Key slicing in, headed, blocked by Sutton, but Diakite follows it.
Yeah, and this is what makes you crazy. Sutton is talking to Kimball, but he could be talking to Warren. Sutton made a great effort, and nobody followed him up. Nobody had his back. Diakite got the dunk.
Perry missed the three. He is really feeling it right now, or at least he was. And that's going to be Louisville basketball. Perry has 3 threes in the first half and thought he had his fourth. Now they're going to talk it over here. Let's see. This is going to be Virginia basketball.
Chris Mack pointed kind of down to the Virginia bench and said, don't let him call it, meaning Tony Bennett. Because Tony Bennett's crew jumped off the bench. They had a pretty good view at it, quite frankly.
Let's see.
Yeah, it came in from behind, right? So
I don't know. I thought Louisville basketball, Dan. Now you're just needling me, though. You know which way that should have gone.
I just know that whatever I say, you're going to disagree with it. I don't blame you. Got to get into Diakite. That's a terrible.
Yeah, Warren knew that.
Yeah, you can't fake high and throw high. You fake high and bounce pass it in, or you fake low and throw high. It's common sense.
It's common sense.
Not so common these days.
Yeah, look, all day here on ESPN, great games, but this is a Sonic blockbuster, 6 Eastern, Duke, North Carolina. Cole Anthony is back. Carolina needs a win real badly right now. I mean, they're going to have to make a run in the ACC tournament anyway, but this game always pays off. Sit down, watch the great fun, the emotion, the energy that will come every time they play.
Absolutely. This rivalry tonight and Louisville, Kentucky, in my mind, are the two best. Ball got in the paint, didn't it? Got right to the middle of the court. You cannot do that, and Virginia has been allowing it from Louisville.
Got to be happy for Louisville fans that O'Hare on a certain day last year was not high anxiety and high stress, because that's where Jordan Wara decided that he was going to come back to Louisville. He was on a layover. The clock was ticking. He and his family decided, as a timeout comes, he and his family decided on a layover at Chicago's O'Hare Airport that he was going to come back. Wara leading the Cardinals to 9 straight wins, up 11. We're back in 30. Virginia has allowed 38 points and a half for the first time all season, and there's 2:55 to go in this first for scorching hot Louisville.
I don't think Virginia's defense has had any effect on Louisville. Do you?
Not notably for me, no.
Usually you see teams get frustrated, can't run offense, can't get to where they want to get to. Louisville has done anything they want.
Jay Huff missed the jumper. Does Virginia have enough offense to hang around with this Louisville team that is tremendous defensively as well? Williams leans in and scores.
Got right to the lane against Huff. A couple hands showed, but it was really one-on-one. Williams sick, a little bit hurting on Wednesday. Didn't play well. He's playing great tonight.
For a team that's lost 9 in a row in a series, Louisville looks very unscared. Kihei Clark, you can tell, feels the weight of this game on his shoulders.
It's exactly right. He needs to make sure Diakite gets some touches. Diakite could be a big factor offensively mid-range in this game, but he's going to make himself available.
Fresh Kimball found his shot. That's a 2.
Let me ask you this.
What you got?
How many points is enough to win the game? 60?
65.
At least.
For
at
sure.
Most.
Whistle on the drive with $1:44 to go in the first. Hey, later tonight on ABC, it's our NBA Saturday primetime game. First visit for LeBron and the Lakers to the all-new Chase Center in San Francisco. They'll take on the new-look Warriors. Coverage starts with a jump at 8 Eastern, and you can catch both streaming live on the ESPN app. Seems like there's more resistance in the East this year. Milwaukee's really good. Toronto's really good. Celtics are very good.
As a Indianapolis native and Pacer fan, I've seen enough of Toronto. They just went into Banker's Life last night and blew him out and did it easy in the second half. Victor Oladipo struggling, but
you were giving me guff the other day for saying that the Raptors are a fantastic team, right? They're really good.
Yeah.
You saw it firsthand. You deserve that.
Yeah, I did.
Karma right in your kisser.
I agree. But I'll tell you this, best team in the NBA, in my opinion, is the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are fantastic. Home, road, doesn't matter. Look at this. That looked dead in, too.
Yes, it did. Louisville's made 8 threes in the first half. Their season high is 9.5. They got 42 points against Virginia, which gives up an average of 50. Diakite, double came from Williams. He jumped early and still affected it.
But that was so good by Williams. Williams, I was watching, he waited. And once Diakite got into any type of shooting mode, he went double and just jumped in the air to influence.
So you think it was on time?
I do too. I do. I absolutely do. You just can't let post guys get comfortable. We've seen Williams and we've seen Enoch be comfortable. We haven't seen anybody on the block comfortable for Virginia.
Wara into Diakite. Oh, that's a tough shot.
That's an NBA make right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's best defensive player, at least going into the season in the ACC, and Wara just stepped back jack on him.
Buffalo's finest has 15, and the crowd serenades him. the slam.
Man.
As good of a finish as you could want for Virginia in this first half, but Louisville took a mallet to the defending champs with 44 in the first 20 minutes.
They look fantastic. That's, for a half, the best team in college basketball you just saw for 20 minutes against the best defense in the country. They beat it like a drum.
Jeep halftime report coming up. Reese, Seth, LaFonso, the guys. You're watching Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. First 3 games this year, Virginia gave up 34, 34, and 42. In the first half against Louisville, they coughed up 44. How about this? The Cards are won 9 in a row. They're as hot as anybody, Dan.
You just saw the best team in the country in the first half. Nobody's played a better half of basketball, I believe, all year than what Louisville just played. Now you got to do it in the second half. Last year they hit 10 threes, as Kenny Klein, the SID, told us. Louisville hit 10 threes, was up 10 at half, and lost to these same Virginia. But I thought the key is right there. You see the 2 turnovers. Virginia really struggles to score. So if you don't turn it over, you make them run half-court offense, and you don't make it easy. And that's a key to this game. Not only that, but the three-point shooting as well.
What was so easy for Louisville first half?
They were able to move the ball where they wanted. After they hit a couple of threes to start the game, 5 out of 6 actually, it spread Virginia out, and Louisville was able to either throw it on the block or drive it into the middle, and that's the difference offensively in this game.
Louisville right now has a chance to expand their lead over Duke in the ACC to 2 games. Remember, Duke Carolina coming up after our game. Louisville up 14 against UVA, which needs this one to help its tournament resume as one of the last 4 in for Joe Lunardi, at least right now. Wara's right with Diakite, who scores, but Jordan Wara much improved defensively.
Yeah, Jordan Wara, a terrific 3-way player. He runs the floor in transition. He gets buckets. He plays offense, defense, but Diakite just measured him and lifted it up.
I didn't know there was a third way.
There is. You got to be. A lot of guys don't like to run. They like downhill towards offense, not to defense. It's uphill.
Guys say they like to run.
Everybody wants to run until they get tired.
Enoch sweeping through for 2.
Where'd he go? He went to the middle of the floor. You let Enoch get to the middle of the floor, he can kill you.
You better believe UConn fans are saying we let him transfer. We didn't feed him the ball for 2 years. That one goes down. Wolves at 10 side. Much needed offense for Virginia.
Yeah, he looks good shooting it today. Second time he's been able to knock in a 3 on the baseline against a defense that was chasing.
Italian-born guard out of Indian Hills Community College. Kihei Clark riding Kimball. They'll go one-on-one. Kimball caught front iron. Virginia looking to run just a little little quicker across half court than normal.
Well, the crowd started groaning because that really is the first defensive mistake by Louisville. Well, in 10 side just missed it.
Wara's going to the free throw line for 2. Here's Enoch. This is 1980 style.
Yeah, it is. Scooter McRae on the block with a little hook from Mount Vernon. New York with his brother Rodney. But no, this is Enoch, and Enoch has been very, very good. He is deft when he gets it on the block. He releases it, whether it's his jump shot or his jump hook, perfectly. The ball spins right off the big 3 fingers. A lot of guys push it on the block. He shoots it really well.
Yeah, for those people watching who are interested in such things, why does that matter so much?
Well, because then the ball spins backwards. And if the ball spins backwards, if it hits the rim, it sticks to the rim. If it spins in a global type rotation, if it hits any part of the rim, it shoots itself the opposite way, which is why you want a dead 2.5 rotations on a jump shot from 15 to 18 feet, and 2 good rotations or 1 good rotation on a jump hook.
We get you a bow tie. You're Bill Nye the Science Guy now. Clark made himself available. Couple of whirls.
Oh, he had a layup.
Yeah, he gave it up. Now he'll take that one. And got it. Kihei Clark had it all the way.
Yeah, he did. He gave up 2 for 3. That's a good move.
NBA scouts are like, yes, we'll take that guy.
Houston Rockets, right? That's all we do.
Enoch digging hard to foul against Huff is his first. Just 8 fouls in the first half combined, by the way. UFC 247 in Houston. I've changed my voice because of the music. Prelims starting at 8 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. John Bones Jones against Dominic the Devastator Reyes in the main event.
I'll tell you this. I think John Bones Jones is the greatest fighter ever, except he keeps getting in trouble. I like him tonight, and I'm buying the package.
You like that he's getting in trouble, I think.
No, I like John Bones Jones. His brother Art Jones played for the Colts and had a crush on my wife when she was a softball coach at Syracuse.
Did he really?
That's what he told us. We met him when he was playing for the Colts, and he met my wife, said, "Oh my gosh, you were my coach crush."
How about that?
And John Jones is the best, the most talented fighter ever in this sport.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of why you're picking John Bones Jones.
Yeah, 2 reasons. One, the family feels close to me, and 2, he's the best fighter ever.
But you are going to watch on pay-per-view tonight. That's 100% sure.
I'm getting home, I'm buying it, and I'm staying up watching all of it.
With your wife.
Should be a sleep.
Kihei Clark jumps into a long 3, no good, and the rebound for Darius Perry.
Clark, this is a lot like the Syracuse game. He's had a lot of opportunities, just can't deliver.
He did early.
He did early.
Hasn't since. It's 13 points for Kihei Clark, but he's had that. It seems to me, watching his body language, he's felt like he's had to do everything today.
He gives the impression of being a little wore out and exhausted.
Why are you laughing at me?
Because you're right.
Okay. So when you laugh,
That's
I'm right.
nice.
Enoch the seal. He got there early, and he found the free throw line.
Man, he went right into the defense. I mean, Cafaro is big and strong, but Enoch is as big, as strong, and a little bit more determined right there.
That's a good word for it. We've seen the last 2 games we've been here. Enoch has just had a deadly seal in each of these games where he gets position early and you got no chance.
That's exactly right. And what I like about him is he does not complain. You know, he's down there battling, and a lot of big guys start whining about the defense, grab and hold. He seems to like the physicality, thrive in the physicality.
He invites it.
Yeah, he does.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he initiates it too. That's why I say this is a well-balanced team. They all guard. They can throw it inside. They can throw it to Wara inside. Short corner. I call it the Bonzi Wells spot. Just a little bit up on the block and out a little wider, like a point forward. And they guard.
Lead is 11 for Louisville. Virginia scanning the zone. Key got it for 2.
Wow. Enoch was there. I think he got a piece of it. But because Key went as strong as he did, he was able to get it through Enoch.
I think you're right. That ball was deflected. Wara got Diakite in the air. Crafty move from Jordan Wara.
I thought Enoch here came over and helped. And look, kids out there, go strong. Don't broad jump, high jump when you go to the basket. It means jump up. Look at that. He jumps up, the block comes, but because of sheer will, the ball goes through the hoop.
What drives me is just, wanting to get better every day, just spending countless hours in the gym, just trying to perfect my game. But not only that, the better our team does, the more individual success will come, not only for myself, but for other guys on the team.
See how Jordan Wara is putting in elite effort to win college basketball's highest individual honor, our Wendy's Wooden Watch. 19 points a game. Who's your ACC player of the year, first of all, and then does he have a shot to win this thing?
Oh yeah, I think he does. I think Jordan Wara is the ACC player of the year at this point. I think Vernon Carey's been really good. But I also think that between Obi Toppin, Luka Garza, who only had 1 rebound against Purdue this week, was kind of odd. He had 27. And Jordan Wara, those are my 3 favorites.
Jordan Wara said last year when he was coming back to school, I already got this much better under Chris Mack. How much better do you think I can get, basically, is what he was saying. He thinks he can get a lot better under a developmentally driven coach in Mack, and that whistle's going to go against Louisville.
Well, that staff that Chris Mack has, Mike Pegues and Dino Gaudio in particular, are absolutely tremendous. Dino right there in the middle. I said it the other night. I mean, Wake Forest, how you doing since you fired Dino Gaudio, one of the great guys in college hoops and one of the best coaches any area, offense, defense, individual, scouting, you name it. Dino Gaudio is as good as it gets.
They're not great since they fired Dino Gaudio, who went to back-to-back tournaments right before getting fired.
Not good.
Wara missed the. No, he didn't. Oh, it fell down. Wara for three. He will dazzle you with his sleight of hand.
You gave up on that one a little early, big boy.
That was a little Kawhi Leonard in him right there, huh? Well, the 10 side.
Whoa.
That one's good.
Boy, that was good defense, too. McMahon looked over at Chris Mack and raised his hand like, what do you want me to do? All the 10 side is the perimeter offense. You got to get it to him, and you got to get it to Diakite.
Easier when they go in like that.
That ball had global spin on it, and he still drilled it.
Johnson. Oh, he wanted to take that all the way. Second chance, and that may be one Virginia really wants back.
Well, you're not kidding. Diakite went over everybody, just couldn't corral it because the guy was under him, and look what I found from Malik Williams.
They woke up the crowd, too. Clark has a hand in his face from Sutton. Diakite, will the help come? He sees it out of the corner of his eye, goes by it, and draws a whistle. A clean game in the first half has become a whistle fest in the second half.
I think that's a break. I think that's a break for Louisville. All right, right here you're going to see shots up.
What was that sound you made?
I don't know. Diakite goes up, and Williams was under him, gets a hand on it, and I'm telling you, the ball finds you when you hustle. It found Williams.
Taller David Johnson on Kihei Clark, who took him to the lane and scored. That was nasty.
That was really nasty. Hey, look, Johnson played good defense. By the time Clark shot that, he was outside the lane. That was the toughest layup Clark's had all day.
Kihei Clark's got guts.
Yeah, he does. He plays both ends, too. You know, I'd be shocked if McMahon gets a shot off against him.
Good find by McMahon. And we have a whistle against Virginia. Kihei Clark, little guy, taking it to the hole.
And he's legitimately little. He's little on little, but you know what? If you're going to be a little guy, you got to be a great layup shooter. Sounds weird, but you got to be able to get him over. You got to be able to spin him. You got to get him around guys. You got to go left-handed. Clark pretty good right here.
Kevin Connor's just alone there in the studio.
And he thought you were alone here.
Living the solo life.
He's so happy.
He
doesn't have anybody there talking.
Look, Cole Anthony's back for North Carolina, and that changes that team, even though they're 3-8 in the ACC.
For the better or worse?
For better.
I thought they were playing really well in the games leading up to him being back, including beating North Carolina State by double digits at State.
But when they have he's a talented player. When they have the full complement, they're better over the long haul, I think. You don't think so?
I just think the league has been proven. Need to make.
Didn't make.
Wow. Wide left.
Came in cold. Hadn't been on the floor in the second half for the most part, Jay Huff.
You know, a shooter can do that. You know, I mean, like...
Yeah, like a guard.
Yeah, like a guard. Well, anybody. Forward, that's a shooter. What am I? A shooter. Duncan Robinson playing for the Heat could come in a game and shoot the basketball. I remember best I saw was Aubrey Dawkins, who played for his dad last year at Central Florida. He'd come in and just shoot.
That's going to be an offensive foul, and it's the right call as Williamson tipped the shoulder.
Well, you continue with that kind of stuff, people on Twitter aren't going to like you, and I think you're right, though. Watch.
What? That's the right call. You create the contact.
I'm
it's
not
the right
arguing
call.
with you. I'm just letting you go.
You're letting me bury myself. I see what you're doing. Here's a shovel.
Look, what has happened? What did we talk about? We talked about getting hot defensively, and right now Virginia's struggling to get Louisville struggling to get anything.
Oh, Huff got the back tap there. Couldn't clean it up though, and here comes Louisville. Just 12 points in the second half. That may change right here. Williams, second chance, had it stuffed, but a foul comes.
Well, you got to like Williams' effort. Got it blocked, got it back. Second time in about 6 or 7 possessions, he's been around the ball creating offense. Like, I like this. Throwing it ahead is what you got to do against Virginia. Playing in half court, pretty good block by Huff, and Williams stays with it.
We talked earlier, they do have more rim deniers this year, playing more willingly. Diakite and Huff have been very good at basket erasures.
Yeah, but that's not what wins for him. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you really think about last year, how many late shot clocks did Ty Jerome just drill a bucket in? You know, 2 seconds. You know what I mean?
Hunter.
Yeah, Kyle Guy. That's what kind of has won for Tony Bennett over the years, and they just don't have that right now. Doesn't mean they're not good. I mean, I think he's doing a great job with this unit.
Nobody said that. Nobody said you thought they weren't good.
Right. He kind of likes where his team is. He knows what their limitations are, but it would help for Morcell to really become a guy that makes shots. He's going to get one here. Let him throw it to him.
Clark measuring, and what do we have? Travel call. Keith Kimball looked across the way at Bert Smith and said, no, not a foul. I got to travel first.
Bert Smith had a foul, but Keith Kimball, what he's saying is the travel occurred first. I don't buy it. I think the bump caused the travel.
Yeah, that's a foul.
Yeah.
Wasn't called.
And Tony Bennett's still unhappy. Tony Bennett nor Chris Mack really get after officials a whole lot. And Tony Bennett has a good gripe there.
Johnson, the freshman, seeing a lot of second half action for Louisville. Williams faced quickly. Williams on Huff, and Jay Huff blocked it away.
Boy, that was a great play by Huff. He met Williams right at the top. I was surprised Williams didn't give him a little shot fake. Massive possession right here. Feels like, anyway.
Yeah, Virginia lingering in this game within 9. Rolled it 10 side for 3 at 6.
Nobody got to him, and that's his spot. He just hit one from there. Johnson and Wara both were slow to get there.
Rolled it 10 sides, really turned up the scoring. He's got 4 threes in this game.
I think you got to get McMahon back in this game at some point to just shoot a jump shot, because that's what you're getting right there. That's all you're getting right now against Virginia, and your best shooter sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, Kimball had a great game on Wednesday, but he's not a sharpshooter.
No, and he was forced a little deeper than normal right there.
Kihei Clark had a notion.
He's going to have to shoot it. He's going to get a shot.
Little replace. Off a sidestep, nothing there, 10 to shoot. Johnson's got length against Clark. Rolled it 10 side.
No.
Off the window and a rebound for Williamson.
Not getting anything out of the middle of that zone from Diakite. Watch for that next time.
Yeah, not decisive either.
No. He's got to pressure the defense, shrink the defense, and then your shooters will be open.
Virginia trying to play its way into the NCAA tournament. Louisville's won 9 in a row, pining for a 1 seed. Wara catch and shoot somehow. And Huff with Williams all over his back, and the foul's going to go against Jay Huff.
I would have gone the other way, Jason. I thought Huff was on Williams' back, but the rebound was long, so it became 6 and 1, half dozen the other. Watch. Huff's going to get inside. I guess you're right. They kind of hook it up. We'll see if they go to a hook and hold here.
See, I think Williams came down
I agree with
the arm.
Is that a hook and hold?
I think it became one, almost accidentally.
You know what I like? And I know I'm wrong, but I like that we don't go looking every time.
No, I'm with you on that.
To me, that's two bigs going for a rebound. Physical kids.
Williams swirls it in and will get a second one.
Well, I really believe, McMahon, I think if you're going to take Wara out, which they just did to bring Sutton in, then you've got to have McMahon on the court. He's your second best shooter after Wara. You can argue he's the best shooter.
Yeah, Louisville's only made 1 3 in the second half after 8 before halftime. Crowd's getting restless, but trying to transfer that into energy.
Man to man now.
Casey Morsell, the freshman. Rolled it 10 side.
Man!
Found his shot again.
And Williamson just got lost by a great cut by Walden Tenside. That's what I was saying as he was coming out. He changed direction, and the freshman didn't know how to play it. Oh, was that nice by Walden Tenside.
He had 7 threes against Wake Forest. 30 for the year. He's got 5 in this game. He has been streaky to the max.
2 in the corner, 2 on that left wing here.
Fresh Kimble. To the corner he goes. That is short for Sutton, and Virginia's within a nickel in a huge resume-building possible win.
Oh, he's got him again. Oh, good play by Sutton.
Well, the 10 side for Diakite. Crowd wanted to travel, and we have a late whistle on the shot.
Oh, man.
Wow, Chris Mack is not happy.
Chris Mack should be unhappy because that was a bit of a bailout on a bad offensive move by Diakite.
It was no move.
This is sweet. I'm telling you. See how he set him up at the bottom and Williamson couldn't get out? That's good basketball.
Less than half an hour from North Carolina. It is Duke and Carolina. They have played to as even of a series as you can possibly imagine. This has not been the same. Virginia-Louisville. The Cavaliers have doused Louisville in recent years, including to win the ACC last year after coming back from a big deficit. It's our Made of More, brought to you by Guinness. And Louisville fans might be thinking, here we go again.
Down 14 at half, as was Virginia, and they have locked in on Louisville defensively. Only one made 3, and the reason is they're able to keep the ball out of the lane. Virginia has been able to. Louisville's not getting into the lane where they're drawing defense and kicking it like they were able for most of the first half. That has been shut down.
It is Louisville's home court. However, Virginia has wonderful memories of here from the regional final of last year against Purdue, and that shocking finish spearheaded by Kihei Clark as the whistles have come in waterfall fashion in the second half after just 8 first-half fouls combined. Different whistle second half, Dan.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate.
McMahon to the line. He is 25 for 27 this year.
15 fouls with 7 minutes to go.
He's not going to miss.
No, that's why he's in. I mean, you're looking any way you can for offense, particularly in the bonus, and that's also why it was an uncharacteristically dumb foul to put him on the line.
It was on Kihei Clark. It was his second. McMahon 2 for 2.
Now they're going to go offense-defense with Perry and McMahon, but I will tell you, Perry has not been able to keep Kihei Clark in front of him.
More pressure in the backcourt for Louisville. Fresh Kimble stuck to Walden Tenside. Screen didn't do anything. Walden Tenside found a shot and scored it again. It's a 2.
He's got 4 from that spot in this half. Exact same spot. They ran a little close the gate on the side of the lane, and Walden Tenside not only read it, took a dribble right. We said earlier, much more comfortable dribbling to his right is Walden Tenside.
That is Dan Marino-like quick trigger, too, from him. He did not have much room. Jordan Wara revving it up down the lane. Rebound, Cafaro. Virginia can tie with a 3.
And Diakite got a little bit of a finger on that shot.
Perry and Clark. Kihei Clark on the gas pedal. And it is out of bounds to Louisville.
This is good. They close the gate side. The old picket fence, if you've watched Hoosiers. Watch this. Here he comes right.
That was the last two
right across the lane. And then he takes a dribble right where he's incredibly comfortable. Somebody's got to help. Somebody's got to help.
Enoch carving space.
Hey, look, you can be as willing as you want, Cafaro, but Enoch too good right now.
No double came. Here comes the crowd, though. Good job by Kimball. Glued to Woldetensai.
Oh, man.
Clark got it from the corner.
The backside screen on Darius Perry as he was staring at the basketball, and the skip pass set that whole deal up.
Now Virginia, who made 12 threes last year, a season high against Louisville, has 9 makes this afternoon. What a win this would be for Virginia's fledgling tournament resume, the defending champs. No double again. Enoch beat him.
I'm watching. You got to double from Kimbrough. He's the farthest guy away. You can double from Perry or Kimbrough, but you cannot allow this matchup because Enoch will kill Cafaro.
He has the last 2 possessions. No double from Kimball.
Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Watch the backside right there. Stop it right there. This is the backside screen I was talking about. You don't see Kihei Clark, but he's in the corner. That was really, really well-run offense by Virginia.
He didn't even want to take the 3, Kihei Clark.
Kind of odd that he hesitated with a big guy coming at him, and then he loaded up and knocked it in.
Added drama from Kihei Clark. He knows drama.
Is that...
He's a chess player. I mean, he's a chess player in his spare time, Kihei Clark, so maybe he was just sizing up the next move, just in case.
Well, of course he is. You go to UVA, you're not just a basketball player. I mean, here's the deal right now. I think this. I do think, take away the post, okay, because the post is what is winning this game right now for Louisville. It was 3s early, now it's the post. Virginia's getting better shots. So it's going to be interesting to me if Louisville can keep throwing the basketball down on the block, and it's also going to be on the other end to see if Virginia can keep knocking in these jump shots because they're very comfortable shooting them right now.
Virginia came in, Dan, the 346th best three-point shooting team in the country. That's not very good.
No.
At 27.5%, they are 9 for 17 this afternoon in Louisville.
It's number 53. He's going to give another shot.
Rolled it 10 side. Bullseye again.
I honestly don't know how you can get that shot off. I don't know why Sutton was even or below him on the wing. You have to be above him. And look, if he runs out the other side, switch to him, but you can't let him get a same side 3.
Career high 24 for the studio art major, Thomas Woldetensai. The lead is 1. Wara into Key. No! Rebound scrum. Down on the deck. Who's got it? It's a tie-up. It stays with Louisville. My, oh my, oh my. Virginia with a chance to make its case to get back to the dance and defend its crown. It's a 1-point game under 4 to go from the Yum Center. Oh, we have a dandy, though, Kevin Connors. Louisville by 1 after a 14-point lead at halftime. We thank you for joining us. He's Dan Dockich. I'm Jason Benetti. Cole Anthony Monday at Florida State, which is the last team to beat Louisville, by the way, in this very building. 16 on 5 for 22 shooting. They're going to have better tonight, or they're going to beat Duke.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Nice slip.
Enoch scores it and wanted a foul. Wara lobbying for him.
Well, that's earning your money right there. If you're Chris Mack out of the timeout, you got a wide open layup by his biggest guy at the rim against Virginia. You kidding me?
Woldetensai again. Has the tie.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a Rembrandt for him. The studio art major continues to pepper the basket. And a technical foul against Chris Mack is the whistle here. Chris Mack is livid. He thought there was a foul on the last possession, did not get the call. And a technical foul assessed. Virginia trying to take the lead for the first time since 4-3.
Well, you're absolutely right. He jumped out of his chair when Enoch dunked the ball in traffic, and it continued.
Virginia takes the lead. Well, you said it during a break. You love Chris Mack's demeanor over on the sideline, but he had had enough.
This year in college basketball, referees are going to let coaches say something, and then they are going to say that is enough. And if you continue, they are going to ring you up. We've seen it a lot. It's not like the first thing you say. They will tell you, stop. And if you continue, this is what they did. No call right there, which clearly
that's a foul.
Is a foul.
That's a foul.
Yes.
He's right to be mad.
Yes. But he started at the other end. They told him to stop. He continued. You get rung up.
Yeah, but a 3.5 to go.
You don't get rung up. And I could not do that as an official, but you know what? They did.
Johnson, the freshman, ties it back at 70.
Did you see how low and quick and determined Johnson got? That kid is a stud.
Crowd stands. 3 to go. 1 to 10 side. Shot seeking. Got a flyby. And the nice recovery by Kimball. Diakite. Oh, block call.
You know how to win college basketball games? Put the ball in the hot guy and your best player's hands late. First you said it, Wolentense was shot seeking. Now the best offense you have other than Wolentense, Diakite, mid-post, drive it, get fouled, go to the line. So many guys think it's a democracy, my turn to shoot. No. The hot guy, Wolentense, the best offensive weapon right here at the free throw line.
Babadi Diakite. First free throw. Missed it. Huff tried to palm it. He's called for over the back. That's number 3 on Huff.
Now I'm going to tell you something. That technical got that foul.
You believe so?
I do. I don't think that was a foul. Look, over the back, a lot of times people are automatically going to call it. Not this crew, but that technical energized this place, and he had nothing to do but call a foul there when it's close, and you see Huff's not agreeing.
Yeah, he's pointing up at the video board saying, I didn't do anything.
Right.
Enoch to the free throw line, a 76% foul shooter. Transfer from UConn, Stephen Enoch. His team winners of 9 straight. Enoch got the first. Loaded day of college basketball. Gonzaga St. Mary's his last, and after that, midnight Eastern Sports Center with Bucci and Kenny Mayne, John Bones Jones and Dominic Reyes. Their fight reaction, LeBron's first game at the new Warriors digs, and then highlights from opening day of the XFL. Seattle was at DC. As Enoch doubles the lead.
Now you see Williams come in for Enoch. Chris Mack closes defensively with Malik Williams. Shot block, activity, that type of thing. Play ball screens better, a little more agile with his feet. That's why he's in, Enoch out.
Virginia went to the Final Four in this building against a hostile Purdue crowd. Can they help their tournament resume with a win against the hostile Louisville fans? Kihei Clark loads it up. Rebound for Louisville and Johnson.
And they made the switch. Williams was on Clark. He tried to drive it first, didn't have it, missed an open 3.
Clark played him well, got him to back off. Johnson splits it and missed the layup. Williams is fouled.
There he is. That's why Chris Mack puts him in. Williams came from outside the lane, maybe outside the three-point line, to sprint to the offensive rebound. Watch, Williams is way out there. Here he comes. Nobody puts a body, and Williams, because he is active, gets 2 shots.
That's 4 on Huff. Tony Bennett said timeout after whistling for it. And he gets it. So Virginia on the cusp of getting its own seed line in the NCAA tournament right now. One of the last 4 in for Joe Lunardi. trailing by 2 in what's been a rugged second half for Louisville trying to score.
Well, they can't get anything from 3. When they go to the rim, the help has come because they're not as spread out. Virginia is not as spread out as they were in the first half after the initial barrage of 3s. And when you don't get Virginia spread out, it is really tough to beat them one-on-one and get a great look. It just is. So you've got to do things like what Williams just did, right? Come to the glass. Keep the ball in the middle. Okay, Johnson missed it, but Williams didn't quit on it.
This is why Louisville being as deep as it is. They have 9 guys who can all, for all intents and purposes, lead them in scoring on a given night.
Yeah, we've seen McMahon lead them in scoring. You know, with Wara's the star. And we
Sure.
saw Sutton the other night change the entire complexion of the game with his toughness. Williams much improved. Enoch has led him in scoring. You're absolutely right, and it's one of the reasons I think they're the best team in college basketball. But they're playing against a team that's used to winning games like this.
And they've still got enough leftovers in Key and Diakite to have the institutional memory of winning these types of games.
Well, yeah, it's the culture that Tony Bennett has. The names change, and maybe they're not as good this year. Clearly they're not as good this year. But it doesn't mean that the insides, when you need them, aren't there, because they clearly are for Virginia.
Duke and Carolina is next. Louisville right now is a game clear in the loss column of Duke and Florida State. And by the way, on a big Monday in a couple weeks, Louisville's at Florida State in a game that could decide the ACC championship this year on February 24th. For now, Malik Williams, the junior from Fort Wayne, has a couple of free throws. Just a 63% free throw shooter. Missed it.
Huff back in, guessing he's going to play at the top of the key. Ball screen, look for a jump shot. Maybe not early in the possession, but late here. Off.
He adjusted well enough to get the bounce. It's a three-point game.
That ball was dead left. Let's see where Huff is involved here.
2 minutes to go at the Yum Center. Pulled a 10-side off the shot fake, hounded by Kimball. Diakite on Sutton. Williams came and got the help.
Boy, he came and Huff made a mistake. Williams came, Huff went to the side of the shooter instead of being on the opposite side where 75% of missed shots go. Nobody was there, Louisville ball.
Huff came out, he's got 4 fouls. Tough pass. Williams did not load up the shooter in the corner. Sutton wanted the ball, didn't get it, and a foul comes as Johnson cleaves the lane.
Johnson on reversal, put his head straight down and busted it to the basket. How about a freshman on a team of veterans being the guy from the top of the key that's driving, trying to make a play? That kid is a baller.
About 5 minutes ago, without saying it verbally, at least for what we could hear, he decided that he was going to take this game in his hands.
Yeah.
First one too strong. 6 Eastern time. Couple of minutes from now. Duke, Carolina from the Smith Center right here on ESPN and on the ESPN app. Duke last won there 4 years ago. Nearly to the day, 9 days away. Second one good. It's a 4-point game.
Yeah, and you will not see Virginia panic. They need a 2. They don't need to jack up a 3 unless it's Walatense. But got 2, something going to the rim. Nothing wrong. Make it a 2-point game late.
Walatense closed off at the last moment by Kimball, who's been right in his pocket. Kihei Clark turns to face and drive and score to break a 6-0 run.
What a play by Clark. Williams came over. Clark had a layup. Clark stayed low. He didn't raise up. Circled, laid it in, all because he did not raise up. He stayed low.
Virginia's won 9 in a row in this series. The freshman Johnson has not seen any of those. He doesn't care. And he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Man. You got some veterans out there, right? Junior, senior, grad transfer. And Johnson, fearless. They just got him going downhill. Said double high ball screen. He came off, took his time, had a shooter with him on the right side. Defense didn't see it. The big guy, Huff, didn't see it.
Look, it's not everything, but he is a Louisville kid. He grew up here in Louisville. From Trinity here, played for the Shamrocks. His cousin, Ray Spalding, he knows what this series means, even though he hasn't had the sensation on the floor.
Well, he knows what the history of Louisville is. I mean, he knows. He's grown up with it. He's been around it. Final Fours, national champions, whether NCAA agrees with it or not. 2013, I mean, it's just the way it is growing up here.
He's given Louisville a 4-point lead. Clark on Johnson, who is called for a foul. Kihei Clark sent to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. He is second best in the ACC in free throw percentage, Clark is.
86% coming in. As fearless as Johnson is here late, I'd say Clark's been that way this entire game. In fact, from the get-go, he went right at a pressure or the pressure from Perry and whipped it a few times.
Career high 22 for Kihei Clark. First one good.
First one didn't hit nothing but floor.
Well, the 10 side comes out.
Be interesting here. They put McMahon in. They've been setting ball screens for David Johnson. Now, you only have 33 seconds. You put McMahon in simply because you want to spread, get fouled, go to the line. You cannot play this out 30 seconds if you're Virginia.
Clark missed the free throw. That never happens.
Got a foul.
You would imagine so. Down to 25 seconds. Don't want to foul him, and they do. McMahon's going to the line. He's only missed twice all year.
That's why he was in. You know, they went from setting high ball screens to now we're just going to spread it out. Foul whoever you want, because most are good free throw shooters out there.
If you're not going to foul early, though, why do you foul him there?
It's the most frustrating thing in coaching. When the ball's entered, you try to steal. You don't steal, you foul.
Right away.
Period.
McMahon, 27 for 29 from the free throw line. And he's got the first. Virginia came in, one of the last 4 in the NCAA tournament for Joe Lunardi, and had a chance with a late lead. But Louisville expands to 5 at 78-73 and a timeout. They celebrated the championship team from 40 years ago at halftime. And some of the best fans in college basketball are hoping they can make a run again with this team this year.
Well, they have a great opportunity. I mean, they simply have a great opportunity. This is one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country, along with Baylor. But here in this game, to close this game out, if you are Virginia and Louisville picks up even a little bit, you ball screen with the ball handler and he drives it. Look, you want to continue to make this a one-possession game and hope that somebody flinches a couple times at the foul line. Now, somebody helps off a shooter, then jack a three, but you do not need you just don't need a crazy three. You need to keep this as a one-possession game, 3 or 2, as long as you can.
Duke and Carolina coming up later on. 78-73 here, and look, this Louisville team, winners of 9 in a row, trying to make it 10. They're the leaders in the ACC, but Virginia has so much on the line in this game right now.
Yeah, and they've made a gallant effort back, and they still have a chance here with 24 seconds, 23.8, but look, you can't miss free throws on the road. We saw Diakite miss. We saw one by Kihei Clark. You cannot do that on the road. All right, Tony Bennett's been in these situations. Get the ball going to the bucket, somebody helps, kick it, shoot it a three. Maybe it's Huff, maybe it's Wawatense, I don't know. But you do not jack up a bad shot here. And goodbye, Louisville, full court press. Somebody needs a ball screen, number 0, Kimball, and spread the court. They backed off the press. There's your ball screen.
Kihei Clark. Off the kick out. Extra pass, Diakite. No. Rebound for Louisville and Williams.
Man, was that good offense. That was fantastic. Look, Tony Bennett can't shoot it for him. That was a wide open three, down 5. That's all you can do.
You know, when Virginia was here last, in the regional final last year, they had shot makers.
Total difference in the season. How many times did you see Ty Jerome, DeAndre Hunter, Kyle Guy knocking shots late clock, late game? I would argue Kyle Guy made the 3 gutsiest free throws I've ever seen in my life in the national semifinal.
Not that they don't have guys who can make shots, but there was an abundance of late game heroes on that team last year.
There's a difference between shocked when they miss and surprised when they make. Last year you were surprised, or you were shocked when those 3 guys missed a big shot. Now here you got to get a 3 up.
12 seconds to Duke, Carolina. Louisville at the top of the ACC, though, trying to finish the deal. Diakite one more. That's too short. And the Louisville Cardinals, the hottest team in the league, have won 10 in a row. And they do it 80-73 against rival Virginia. Their first win of the series in 10. Top that, Duke, Carolina. Dan Shulman, Jay Billis, take it away.